Namaste friends, this is Cara from Elementary Yoga Studio. Willow and I are here today recording some classes for you guys. This is a trial run, the first time we cut each other's heads off. And today I'm going to be leading you through a more active practice. It was really strange for me to be home on a Monday night having to decide what was for dinner for my family, because usually I'm up here with my hot yoga students sweating, so Willow won't let me turn on the heaters, which is why I have long sleeves on for this practice. So I may start to sweat a little because we're going to do an active practice today. We are in the midst of big change. There's change all over the world. Some of us have small children at home. Some of us have grown adult children at home. Some of us are just forced to be in our home, which is strange. So we need to find a way to be an anchor for ourselves, an anchor for those around us. So today's practice, we're going to focus on really anchoring through the hands, through the feet, through the breath, using the breath as our anchor. The breath is constantly changing. It's coming in and out of the body, just like the ocean, in and out, in and out. So if we use that breath as our anchor in a sea of change, we're going to be able to move with the flow and not resist and create so much suffering through our resistance. So today I'm sitting on a blanket. I know for those that take the hot class, we don't usually get to use the blankets. So I'm sitting up on a blanket. I invite you to use a blanket or a towel, whatever you need to use to bring the hips up a little bit. We're also going to be using that underneath our knees. If you have any kind of knee issues, if your knees bother you when you're on your hands and knees for a while, we are going to be there as we warm up. So I invite you to use those during that time. I have blocks at the front. You can use them or you cannot. If you don't have blocks at home, don't worry. We're just going to modify and make sure that this is a practice that feels good for your body. We will be doing a lot through the wrists. So if any time your wrists start to hurt you, take a break, roll them out. I'm going to tell you to do that a few times, but I am not in your body. So only you know if you're hurting, if you've been doing a lot of typing and your wrists are sore. So I want you to really honor what is going on with you today as we move through the practice. All right, so let's get started. I want you to come into an easy seat, whatever is comfortable for you, whether that's legs out, whether that's sitting crisscross, whatever works. And we're going to close the eyes and just bring our awareness to the breath. I want you to notice how the breath comes in and out of the body. Is it smooth like the ocean on a calm day? Or is it a little choppy and rough? Not judging wherever it's at, just trying to let it smooth out just a little. Taking a full deep inhale and a full exhale. And we're going to slowly bring the chin down to the chest, letting the back of the neck be long as we pull our shoulders back and down. Continuing to breathe here. Then we'll bring the neck up. Letting right ear drop over to right shoulder and bringing the left hand down on the ground beside the hip, walking the fingertips away from the body just till you reach that edge. Continuing your nice slow breath. Bringing those fingertips back as you bring the neck up. And let left ear drop over to left shoulder and right hand come down beside the hip, walking those fingertips away. Keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathing in and out of the nose if that's available to you, but we are in high pollen season right now, so if your nose is a little stuffed, breathe through the mouth, it's okay. We're going to slowly bring those fingertips back, bringing your neck back up to neutral. Lift the shoulders up, take your gaze towards your hands if that's comfortable for you. Then we're going to bring the elbows out at 90 degrees. As you inhale, you're drawing your elbows back in together, your heart and chest lift. Exhale, bring your palms together, chin to the chest, really opening those shoulder blades. Inhaling here and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Returning to a neutral spine, letting the hands come down to the knees. Let's take the right hand behind the back, left hand to right knee. We're going to sit up tall and then just open the shoulders out to the right. There's no weight in this back hand. It's just a gentle twist through the spine, warming it up. As you bring the body back to center, let the shoulders relax. Give the spine a moment to unwind. And then inhale, we're going to take the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, opening those shoulders. Again, no weight in the back hands. We're not pulling the body around. And then slowly bring that back to center. Lifting the shoulders up, letting them move down. Now we're going to take the right hand and we're going to walk the fingertips away from the body. And as you walk the fingertips away, you want to keep a nice soft right elbow. We're going to lift our left arm straight up. Inhale, exhale, reach the left fingertips over to the right, keeping the chest nice and open, allowing for the breath to come in fully and deeply. Before inhaling that all the way up and relaxing the hand down. So same thing on the other side. We're going to take our left hand down, moving the hand away from the body, bending that left elbow as we inhale our right arm up. And then taking right fingertips over to the left, keeping the chest nice and open as we take a deep breath here. And then we'll slowly bring that back up. Shoulders lift, let them roll down the back. Awesome. All right, let's bring the hands to the front of the knees. Inhale, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, arch to the back, chin to the chest, this time sinking into the low back. So let's inhale up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing that to a neutral spine. You can move the blanket out of the way or you can keep it where it is. As we come onto our hands and knees, maybe you just want to walk your knees back to where your knees are on top of that blanket or towel, whatever is comfortable for you. I'm going to move mine out of the way. You're going to spread your palms wide on the mat, really extending through all the fingers, pressing the pads of the fingers down. Now you can have your shoulders and your wrists in a line, but if you have any discomfort in the wrists, I invite you to slide your hands slightly in front, giving you a little more room and taking away some of that angle and the pressure that can be in the hands. So here, the back is straight. We're going to let our hips rock side to side, shaking your tail feather. And then we're going to start out by extending your left leg straight behind the body. As you extend the left leg, you're going to press out through that heel, rocking your left hip down and bringing the weight even between both hands. Inhale here and exhale. And then slowly let those left toes come down to the mat. We're going to inhale and move forward over your fingertips. Exhale, pressing back through the heel. Trying to keep those elbows bent. I love to say bent elbows are what builds strength, so keeping those elbows bent as you move with your breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back. We'll take that one more time, inhale and exhale. And then we're going to begin bringing the wrists and shoulders back, at least in some sort of a line. Your left toes are going to turn out to the left as you ground through your left foot. Now you can move the foot in front of you, or you can have it in a straight line with the body. That does require a little more balance, so I invite you to take whatever works for you. I'm going to take my foot a little in the middle. My right hand is going to move forward, pressing down into the mat. This is my anchoring hand as I bring my left arm up to sky. Breathing here. Gaze can be up, to the side, or down to the hand, whatever is most comfortable in your body. Taking one more breath, and then slowly release that left hand down. Moving your right palm back around, we're going to bring the left knee down to meet the right and let your hips rock side to side. So same thing on the other side of the body. You want to spread those fingertips wide, press through your hands, and take your right leg back and up, squaring up those hips, finding balance in your hands so the weight is distributed evenly. Take a few breaths here. And then we'll drop those right toes to the ground long behind you, inhaling and rolling forward, exhaling and pressing back, excusing my pops and cracks. Inhale and exhale. Elbows are bent to build strength. One more time, following your breath, inhaling and exhaling. So as you bring the shoulders and the wrists back in a line, you're going to turn the right toes out to the right, grounding all the way through the pinky toe side of that foot. Your left hand comes underneath left shoulder, pressing down into the mat. Your right arm reaches straight up to sky. As you breathe, and then slowly let the right hand come down, moving that left palm over as you turn onto the ball of your right foot, and then let your right knee come down underneath the left. Rock your hips out. We're going to walk our hands back to our knees, sitting back on the heels. If that's not comfortable for you, you can always come up onto the knees. We should take a moment to roll out the wrists. We're not quite done on them, but I understand that can be a lot, especially if you are spending a lot of time typing, if you're working from home and so you have more paperwork than normal and you're on your computer all day. The wrists can really get cranky. So honor where they're at, and then we'll make our way back with our hands on the ground. So spreading the palms wide, we're going to inhale and take your left leg back and up again. Really reaching out through the heel, grounding through your left hand. We're going to pull the navel back to the spine and bring your right arm out in front of the body. Inhale here. On your exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee, drawing the spine back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale one more time. This time as you exhale, release your right hand down and then your left knee. Let those hips rock. Wonderful. Then we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So you're going to begin by inhaling that right leg back and up, squaring up those hips, pressing through the hands. Find your anchor in that right arm as you pull the navel back to the spine and you bring your left arm in front of the body. Gaze can be forward, but that can get a little uncomfortable, so you can always look down at your mat. Inhale here. On your exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. And inhaling out. Releasing that left hand down, bring the right knee down underneath the left, let your hips rock side to side. This time we're going to take our knees wide apart. Bring your big toes together and sit back on your heels, letting the arms stretch out. Again, you can make circles. You can turn the palms up, down. Let the forehead come down. Let the shoulders relax. Taking a few breaths here in child's pose. Of course, if child's pose is miserable for you, if your knees don't like it, your back doesn't like it, you can always come back to sitting here or here, just taking a few breaths to roll out the wrists and find some comfort. I love child's pose, so I'm going to go back here and join those of you that are here. And then we'll move to an inhale, bringing yourself up to a table, knees come underneath the hips. Let those hips rock. Pressing through your hands again. This time we're going to flex our left foot and bend the knee, lifting just the knee off of the mat. As you inhale, you're going to take that left knee out to the side. Exhale, press back through your heel. Inhale, bring the knee in. And exhale, let it come to the mat, but don't set it down. You're holding it here, using your core. Inhaling out. Exhaling back. Inhaling back to the side. Exhaling down. One more time. You have it in you, I promise. Inhale out. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Set that knee down. Let your hips rock. Let your neck relax. All right. You're going to make sure again that you're anchored through those wrists. Left knee is down. Top of the left foot can press into the mat, or you can curl the toes underneath. Whatever's most comfortable for you. We're going to bring that right knee off the mat, flexing through the foot. Following your breath, you'll inhale right knee out to the side. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, knee in. Exhale it down. It's not touching the mat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhaling out. Exhaling back. Inhaling and exhale. Set those knees down. Let the hips rock. Let your neck relax. Open and close the jaw. Let's take some cat-cows, just easing the lower back here. Inhale, let your belly move towards the mat as your tailbone moves towards the back wall, heart and chest lift. Exhale, pull the pelvis under, chin to the chest, reach up between your shoulder blades. Following your breath, inhaling, let the belly move towards the mat, tailbone towards the back wall. Exhale, pull the pelvis under. Returning the spine to neutral, press through your hands, curl your toes, and lift your hips back and up to a downward facing dog. Bending one knee, bending the other. Maybe this is the first downward facing dog of the day or of the week. Maybe you haven't been to yoga in a few weeks. Wherever you are, honor your body. You want to bend those knees. You can bend both knees, coming up onto the toes and letting the heels drop, whatever's comfortable for you. Letting the neck shake. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forward to a high plank or high push-up position. Dropping both knees and tops of the feet, bending the elbows right alongside the body, lower belly, chest, and chin. Those of you that love Chaturanga Dandasana, you'll have lots of opportunities for that later. So for this first one, really honor the body by just bringing the shoulders back, letting the heart lift. Inhale. Exhale, lower that down. Curling your toes, press through your hands, come all the way back and up to your downward facing dog. Again, we'll let the neck relax. Open and close the jaw. And then gaze between the hands, walking your feet forward. As you walk the feet forward, you want to keep the knees nice and bent, let the neck soften. Usually I have to say to let your neck soften about 3 times. So really make sure that's what you're doing here. On your inhale, inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, fold forward. Let your neck relax. Inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, fold forward. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale to the fingertips. I want you to bend the knees like you're sitting down into your heels and press through your feet to come all the way up to standing. Shoulders come up and down the back. Beautiful. All right, so we're standing at the top of the mat, moving the feet a little bit wider, having them hip width distance apart. Your shoulders are going to relax. Open and close the jaw, and then inhale your arms out and up. Exhale the hands down to your heart. Taking that again, inhaling. Exhaling, hands come down. Beautiful, shoulders relax. You can close the eyes for a moment. Checking back in with the breath. Maybe you're breathing a little faster. Try to make it that same even breath that you started the practice with. So if you have to pause, however long you need to take to find that nice even breath, keeping bent knees, we'll stay right here. for those of you that are like, I'm warm now, let's go. We'll go ahead and start moving. So take your arms out and up on your inhale, reach up to sky. Exhale, bend those knees and fold forward. Let the neck relax. Open and close the jaw. Inhale to your fingertips, crown of the head lifts, plant your palms, step your left foot back to a high runner's lunge. So your right knee is bent, knee is over the ankle, or the ankle can be slightly in front of the knee. You're reaching back through your left heel, really stretching it back as you sit low in that lunge, opening through the front of the hip. Inhale and exhale. We're going to turn left toes out to the left, grounding through that left foot. Right hand can come to a block or the top of the right foot as you take your left arm out to the side and then reach it up to sky. Breathing, gaze again can be wherever it's comfortable for you. Really honor where the neck is at. We hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. Inhale. On your exhale, slowly release that left hand down, and then release the right hand to frame the foot. Inhale to your fingertips. Press into that right foot and then reach all the way up to sky for warrior one. Shoulders relax down, your hip points are pulling in towards one another, really activating the inside of the leg. Breathing here, inhale, and exhale. Shoulders relax down the back. Bring your right hand in front of the body and left hand behind the back for warrior two. If you need to make any adjustments in your feet, shortening or lengthening out, you can. Shoulders soften, looking out over the fingertips. Our left hand is going to come to the small of the back or down to the top of the left leg, whatever works best in your body. Flip your right palm, inhale and sweep those fingertips up, keeping this right shoulder soft and out of the ear. Continuing with your breath as you bring your right arm back to center and then extend through the left arm. Shoulders release, fingers extend. The energy is pulling you forward and pulling you back, and you're an anchor right here in the middle, really pressing through your feet. We're going to straighten this right leg, but don't block out the knee. Keep a tiny bend here. Reaching your fingertips forward. You're going to hinge at the hips as you inhale here. Exhale. Let the right hand come to the knee, shin, ankle, foot, mat block as your left arm reaches straight up. Again, taking the gaze wherever it's comfortable for you. Nice, gentle breath. Inhaling. On your next exhale, bend into your right knee and use the strength of this right foot to press the body back up to your warrior two. Let the shoulders soften. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill your hands down to frame your foot. Turn onto the ball of the left foot, reach back through that left heel. You're going to press into your hands and take your right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog, and walk that out. Open and close the jaw. Now here, if you need a break, come down. Take a child's pose. It's your practice. You can let the forehead come to the mat and rest here for a few breaths. Or, I love that word, or it's my favorite word. You can roll forward to a high plank. Now, you can take knees, chin, and chest like we did before, or if you have the high to low push-up in your practice, you're welcome to take that. So we're inhaling, we're exhaling, bending at the elbows, pressing into the hands as you make your way all the way up to an upward facing dog. Now remember, if you choose to take knees, chin, and chest, you can take that coming to your low cobra or your upward facing dog, whatever is best in your low back. Inhale from the back bend, exhale and slowly lower down. We're going to curl the toes and then we're all going to press through a table and meet back in a child's pose. Let that lower back relax. You can bring your hands and stack them, releasing your forehead down to the mat. Let those shoulders soften. 3 breaths here with some audible exhales. Let some of that tension go. press into your hands, coming up to your table, curl your toes, hips back and up, once again to your downward facing dog. Let the neck soften, bend those elbows. Take your gaze between your hands and walk your feet forward. Inhale to your fingertips, heart and chest lift. Exhale, you're going to fold forward, but this time your right foot is going to step back. High runner's lunge, you're reaching back through the right heel. Shoulders relax. As you turn those right toes out to the right, left hand, again, come to a block, or it can come to the top of the left foot. As you press into this foot, it's now your anchor leg. You're going to keep that left knee bent. Your right arm is going to move out to the side, and then up to sky. Again, keeping those shoulders out of the ears, letting them be nice and soft down the back. Inhale, and exhale. Slowly releasing, right hand down. Shoulders soften as your left hand comes to the outside of the left foot. Pressing into the left foot, inhale and sweep your arms up. Warrior one, shoulders relax. Now on this side of the body, my hip is a little cranky, so I have to turn my toes a little more forward to get that action of my hip points pulling in towards one another. Got a little fuzz on my shirt, that's always fun. All right, hip points are pulling in towards one another. I'm strong through that left knee. Reach your arms up and let your shoulders down. Breathing here. There we go. We're going to take our left hand and move it forward. Extending the right arm behind, again, making any adjustment through the feet that you need to here as you let the shoulders relax. Right hand now can come to the small of the back, or you can release it down to the back leg, whatever works. Shoulders are soft as you flip your palm. And inhale, fingertips all the way up. Slowly bringing that left hand back to center. Extending through the right arm, straightening that left leg without blocking out that knee. Inhale, reaching forward at the hips as far as you can. Left hand comes down to the knee, shin, ankle, foot, or the mat. Right arm reaches up. Taking the gaze, whatever works for you in this pose. 2 complete breaths here. After your second round of breath, we're going to inhale, exhale, bend into this left knee, press the foot, and come all the way up. Let the shoulders soften. Inhale, exhale, windmill the hands down. Press into the palms, turn onto the ball of the right foot, left foot steps back to meet the right, downward facing. Shaking that out, open and close the jaw. So again, you have choices. You can stay in your downward facing dog. You can take a child's pose. You can roll forward to a high plank, taking knees, chest and chin, all the way down to the mat. Or you can take the high to low push-up. It's up to you, pulling the shoulders back. Only take the high to low push-up if that's already in your practice. Don't want anybody tweaking their back, trying to take, high to low push-up or pressing up to an upward facing dog if their lower back is angry with them. So really honor what's going on. Nobody can see you, so you are not in competition with anyone. You do what's best for you. Slowly lowering that down, we're going to press through our hands, curl the toes, come back to our table. Take a breath here. Let the spine release from that back bend. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to take the hands back towards our knees. Curling the toes. You're going to press into those hands, heels come down as you come up to standing at the back of the neck, back of the mat, letting the neck relax. Keeping a nice bend here in the knees. Hands are on the earth. You could also have your hands on blocks or hands already on the shin or knees if that's more comfortable in your body. Bend the knees though, as far as you need to so that you feel completely supported and anchored in your practice. Inhale and exhale. Pressing into the feet. Inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, bend into the knees as you sit down, pressing into the heels, coming all the way up. Shoulders up and down. All right, so let's move to the middle of the mat for balance. Balance may be your favorite part of class, or it may be the part you completely dread. I usually like it on one side, but not on the other. Balance is always a little different depending on which side you're working with. So we're going to start out stepping our right foot forward. We're grounding through the heel, the ball of the foot, spreading the toes wide, and bending into this right knee, letting the shoulders relax, hands come to your heart. Now you may remember this move. We started out with it so that we can warm up the body. So on your inhale, you're going to press into this right foot. On your exhale, you're going to bring your left knee up and in front of the body. Inhale here. On your next exhale, kick that left foot straight back. Gaze is down towards the mat in front of you, breathing. Inhale. We're going to exhale and bring that knee all the way back and up. And then release the foot down. Now you can always take this by a wall. If your balance is a little questionable, I'd rather have your hand against a wall than, falling over and landing on the dog or a coffee table or a kid, anything like that. So take your left leg now, press through the heel, ball of the foot, spread the toes. We're anchoring here. We're bending into this left knee, letting the shoulders relax. Hands can come to your heart as you take a deep breath. We're going to inhale. On your exhale, bring your right knee up and in front of you. Let the shoulders relax. Inhale. On your exhale, kicking that right foot back. Pressing out through the heel, gaze is down. Continuing to breathe. Don't hold your breath in a balancing pose. On your next exhale, bringing that right knee back up and in front. And releasing the foot down. Shake that out. Now I said don't forget to breathe in a balancing pose, but I want you to breathe throughout the whole practice. So if you find yourself holding your breath, stop and take another full breath in any of the postures. Coming to the top of the mat now, spreading the feet wide, bending those knees, shoulders relax. We'll inhale and take those fingertips out and up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Keep the knees bent until your hands can come to the ground. Your neck is soft. Inhale to your fingertips, cry the head lifts, or bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring that up. And exhale, fold forward. One more time, we're going to inhale to our fingertips. This time as we press down through the hands, we're going to step those feet back for your downward facing dog. Again, you can stay here. You can take that child's pose, or you can roll forward to a high plank. Lowering knees, chin and chest, or high to low push-up. Bending the elbows right alongside the body, slowly lower down. Inhale, draw your shoulders back and together for a low cobra or pressing up for an upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring that back down. Curling the toes. We're going to press through the hands. We're going to walk the hands back as we take the knees wide. And we'll all meet back in that child's pose for 3 breaths. Rolling out the wrists. We have been anchoring through the legs so that we can give the hands a rest so that we can use them for our peak pose. So we'll slowly make our way up to a table. Now I want to show you the 2 options that you have for this pose. One of them we did earlier. So it's a version of side plank with the knee down. So if you remember, we extended the left leg, the left toes turned out to the left. Right hand came beneath right shoulder. and you lifted your left arm up. Now you can choose this variation and stay right here. If you're like, no, I want a little more work. Keep the hand pressed here, press through the left foot, and then straighten your right leg. Reaching it out, making sure you're lifting through the hips, creating that nice open space for the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly dropping that right knee, releasing left hand down, bringing left knee down to meet the right. Rock your hips. Come to the top of the hand and let those fingertips wiggle on the mat. We just asked that right wrist to do a lot of work for us. All right, so we're going to take the same thing on the other side. Now, I invite you to take the same variation on each side, but if you have any injuries on one side of the body, honor that side of the body. Just because you had a straight arm and both legs extended on the right side, if you've done something to your left wrist, please keep the knee down. Or take a child's pose and skip the pose altogether. So we're going to ground through that left hand, bend into that knee, straightening right leg, toes come down onto the ground. So as you press through that right foot, you're going to reach your right arm up to sky. You can stay right here, or you can take a deep inhale, exhale, and extend that left leg. Again, you don't want the hips to drop here. You want to keep them lifted. Arm extends up, active, energetic, all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, release. The left knee down and the right hand down. Left knee comes down to meet the right. Rock your hips. Come onto the top of that left hand. Wiggle those fingers. Give it a little bit of a break. As you press into the hands, take your knees wide, toes together, sit back on your heels. 3 breaths in the child's pose. Make sure you're softening the neck. And if the shoulders are tired, bring your palms back and stack the palms, resting the head here, or bring the hands and interlace them behind the neck. Whatever is best for your body. After your 3rd round of breath, we're going to come back up to a table, bringing the knees underneath the body. Inhale, let the belly move towards the mat, tailbone towards the back wall, heart and chest lift. Exhale, pull the pelvis under, chin to the chest. Inhale, belly drops, pelvis towards the back wall. Exhale, pull that under. Slowly bringing your body back to neutral. We're going to take the feet to one side, whatever side you choose, and come to a seated position. Bringing the legs straight out in front of you. Taking a moment to move all of those blessings out of the way so that your sits bones really anchor you into the ground. Shoulders are soft. If you find that you're leaning forward, pull them back. Sit up tall, let the heart and chest lift. Look at the middle of your shins. That's where we're going. Can you really bring your heart to the middle of the shins? Absolutely not. Well, maybe a few of you, but most of us, we're not there. So I want you to inhale and sit up tall. Exhale, reach your heart forward. And let the hands relax wherever it's comfortable for you. Your gaze can be down at the knees. You can take your hands to the feet as long as that doesn't bring your shoulders up into the ears. So I want you to find whatever is a comfortable position for you here. Breathing. And then inhale and slowly bring that all the way up. Your shoulders come up and release down the back. All right. So we're going to bring our soles of the feet together now. Now the inside of the legs can be tighter for some people, not as tight for others. But where you place the feet also has a lot to do with how your lower back is feeling. So if your lower back is bothering you, I invite you to keep your feet a little further away from the body, more like a diamond. If you're like, no, I really need to stretch through the inside of the legs, you can bring your heels back towards the midline of the body, like middle school gym. It's up to you. I personally like to keep my feet a little further forward. I like to take care of the lower back, teaching a lot of yoga. You want to make sure that the back is not injured or you won't be working. Inhale, sit up tall. Just like we did before, you're going to reach your heart forward. Elbows can come to the knees if there's not a lot of pressure here. Or if you feel like you have a lot more distance to go, you can bring your forearms down to the mat and your nose towards your heels. Whatever is a comfortable position. Some of you may be way up here. That's okay. If you can feel that opening through the inside of the legs, and you don't have any pain in the knees, this is your pose, so stay right here. Wherever you're at, you're comfortable, stretch. We're going to take 2 more breaths. And then slowly walk your hands up. Bring the shoulders up, down the back, letting those shoulders release. And we're going to close the knees like a book, giving them a little bit of support here. Hands come behind the back, we're resting into the hands now. Shoulders open as you draw them back. We're going to let the feet stay close towards one another and let the knees drop side to side. But then I want you to step your feet wide apart. Letting those knees rock all the way down. The right hip will come up as the right knee moves in. The left hip will come up as the left knee moves in. Taking several rounds of this. And then notice where you are on your mat as you heel-toe your feet back together. Do you have enough room to lie down? I don't, so I'm going to walk my feet forward, bringing my hands beside my hips, and bring my hips to the heels. Taking this as many times as you need until you're in a position where you've got plenty of room behind you. You're not going to hit the wall or anything else that might be back there. So spreading your toes here, hands come on the tops of the knees. Inhale and draw your shoulder blades back in together, lifting your heart. Exhale, straighten the arms, let the chin come down to the chest. Inhale and draw that up. Exhale and arch. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Bringing that back to a neutral spine. You're going to let the hands come alongside the body and you're going to support the body as you lower all the way down to lying on your back. Letting the knees rock side to side when you get there. Putting some space between the feet or even walking the feet wide and bringing the knees together. Now I'm going to turn sideways on the mat just so you can see where we're going next. But you can lay straight across your mat. There's no need to turn in a different direction. So I have my feet on the mat. They're wide. My knees are coming in a rest pose. And while you're here, bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. Find that stillness in the breath. Letting that breath once again anchor you as you have so much of the body grounded here. It's a good time to pause. Notice if the breath is choppy, if it's nice and smooth. What can you do to smooth it out? One more round. And then bringing your arms back alongside the body, heel-toe your feet in towards one another. Now, I love core work. Not that side plank wasn't enough core work for you, but a little more if you choose. We're going to lean the middle of the back down on the mat. So on an exhale, you're going to draw the knees in towards your chest. And then you're going to take the feet and lift the feet so that the ankles are in line with the knees and the knees are in line with the hips. Now this is working your core. If you put your hands on your belly, you can really feel that. So maybe you stay right here. Or you can bring just the head and shoulders off the mat, bringing the hands to the outside of the legs. Keeping the heel and the knees in a line here. You can inhale and exhale, staying here. If you want a little more work, you can inhale and straighten that left leg. Exhale and bring that knee back in. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bring that back in. Slowly lowering the hands down, the head and the shoulders down. You can bring the soles of the feet down to the mat and let your knees rock side to side. Maybe putting your hands back on your belly. You know, being grateful that it's doing work and not the work of all the binge eating that you may or may not be doing on the couch as you watch, movies or whatever is happening. I know I have a big jar of M&Ms that I've been working my way through. All right, so we're going to take this one more time. Remember that you don't have to take it. You can always take your feet wide and knees together and just rest here, honoring the breath. But for those that want a little more of the work, we're going to exhale and bring the knees in. And then you're going to reach the feet up so the heels are in line with the knees and the knees push back over the hips. Inhaling, bringing only the shoulders and the head down. The whole of the lower back is down. The hands are on the outside of the knees. You can stay right here. You are doing a lot of work here. Or inhale and straighten the leg. Exhale and bring that in. Inhale and straighten the leg. Exhale and bring that back in. You can take that as many times as is comfortable for you. You can be like, nope, I'm done. That's okay. Whenever you're finished, let the head and shoulders relax. And this time, bring the hands to the knees and draw those knees in, taking small circles with the lower back. You can go one way and then the other. And then we'll release the feet, bringing them back down, anchoring them into the earth, letting the arms come alongside the body, shoulders relax. We're going to move dynamically through our bridge. So with your inhale, you're going to lift your hip points up. On your exhale, lower them down. Now as you lift the hips up, try to bring your hip points in towards one another, like the hip points are crossing. That's really going to activate the lower belly, and it's going to make the pose a little more controlled as you press up and down. So continuing as you inhale, lift up, exhale, move down, and again we'll inhale and lift up, and exhale, lift, move down. So if you like to take a restorative bridge, you like to have a block under your hips, or you like to hold the bridge with the hands that are laced behind the back, you can do that if that's already in your practice. But I suggest that you take a few dynamic bridges, lifting the hips up and down before you move on. So when you've finished, you've done several rounds here, we're going to exhale and draw those knees into the chest again. Taking those circles. Now you can take your hands and let the knees come apart, lifting the soles of the feet. So your hands can come to your calves, your heels, the inside of the feet, or the outside of the feet as we take Happy Baby. Now you can see why I turned sideways on my mat, right? So we're going to rock that side to side. If you choose, you can straighten one leg and straighten the other, wherever you're comfortable. Breathing, and then exhaling, releasing the feet and drawing the knees back into the chest. We're going to finish up with all of our poses being dynamic, really honoring where the breath is at and syncing that with our body movements. So as you inhale, you're going to reach your fingertips overhead and the soles of the feet up to sky. Exhale and draw your knees into your chest. Continuing to move here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more round. And as you exhale, you're going to keep the hands on the knees tucked in, but your fingertips are pointing down towards the toes. As you inhale here, the elbows keep a baby bend in them as you let the knees fall forward just till your fingertips are barely touching the knees. And then on your exhale, draw those knees back into the chest, giving them a hug. Inhale, and let the knees move forward. Exhale, drawing them in. Inhaling them forward. And then
exhale, drawing them in. Slowly releasing the feet down to the mat, and then letting one leg be long, followed by the other. Now, if you need a blanket or a pillow underneath the back of your knees, underneath your head, please take that. I want you to take Shavasana. It's one of the most important parts of a yoga practice. This is an opportunity for the body to let everything integrate. So take a moment and find your comfortable position lying down as you gently soothe out the breath. Just letting the breath come naturally for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Lying down. We're going to let the shoulders relax back into the mat. And let that space right between the eyes soften. The jaw is soft. You can open and close the jaw. With the eyes closed. And we're going to turn up the music that Michael DeMaria was so giving and letting us use today. And just relax.
Slowly beginning to draw your awareness back to your mat, back to the body. Introducing small movements as you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Bending one knee, allowing the sole of the foot to come down to the mat, followed by the other knee. As you continue to lie back and let those knees rock side to side. Taking a few breaths here before reaching your fingertips out overhead, stretching it towards the wall behind you. And rolling completely onto one side. Now it doesn't matter which side you roll onto, whatever is most comfortable for you, but you want to use that arm that you're lying on as a pillow for the head. Coming into that fetal position and really pausing, finding a place of comfort. And then slowly pressing up, using those hands as you make your way up into that easy seated position that we started class with. Whether that was sitting cross, sitting with the legs straight out. If you have a wall behind you, you can even come to seated, resting the back against the wall. Whatever is going to be most comfortable for you. Now I have a poem from my current favorite book, The Strength in Our Scars. So as you close your eyes and let your shoulders stay relaxed, bring your hands wherever they're comfortable. They can rest on your lap or on your knees. And just breathe, giving space, allowing the body to simply be anchored by your breath. When it comes down to it, I think if any of us are going to make it, we simply just have to believe. We have to believe in the power of small things, in the comfort of a cup of coffee, in the calming, melted hues of a sunrise, in hearing a loved one's voice on the other end of the phone after a long day. We have to believe we can overcome whatever weight life ropes to our spines, whatever circumstances, our choices, our shortcomings thrown our way. We have to believe in love. We have to believe that we are worthy of it, that we are deserving of being chosen despite the insecurities or flaws or the mistakes. We have to believe in our ability to take care of the people we care about. We have to believe that we're enough for them. We have to believe that we have permission to be whoever the hell we want to be. That we have the capacity to be truly and deeply happy. We have to believe we aren't alone, that people see us for who we are and the potential that we can be. If we're going to make it, we're going to have to believe that we are growing. We have to believe that we are meant to be here to connect and grow with those around us. Wherever you're at, we'll bring our hands together at heart center. And take a moment here, breathing, honoring the body, being grateful to the practice. And then only if you choose to do so, you can join me with Om. We'll inhale. Om. I wish you peace